Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Silver Dad Knows. Guys, crazy thing happened to me just the other night. Literally a night ago, I had a dream that I sold off all my silver, and I remember in my dream I was telling my wife, like, yeah, babe, I sold it all, but I had massive regret in my dream, and I was so regretful. Why did I sell all my silver? Like, how could I be so ignorant? Because it's like, even in my dream, I knew that I could have scaled it 4 or 5 times more than what I sold it for. My wife was telling me, like, babe, like, stop freaking out. There's a lot of money. But anyways, I woke up and I'm like, oh my goodness, thank God I did not sell my silver. But it's like, God certainly talks to us in our dreams. And that was just a wake-up call for me. And clearly God was saying, like, no, do not sell all of your silver. In fact, son, you need to be stacking on silver, And right now in my head, if you're asking me how much silver do I want to have liquid right now, $100,000. That's how much silver I want to have liquid. I would be lying to you if I gave you a different number. I want to have at least $100,000 worth of silver right now. And anybody who already does, any of my subscribers who do, if you in fact have $100,000 worth of silver right now, you are going to end up tremendously wealthy. It's going to exceed so much more than any of us could have anticipated. As you can see here right now, guys, I am featuring some American Eagles. Now, if you notice, the design on the back did change. Not sure how good you are, but can you guess which coin is the older coin? Is it this one? Is that design the older design? Or is this design the older design? 2020? You see it? 2022. So in fact, this design is the new design. I used to think they were fake. My wife's grandfather gifted my son one. As a matter of fact, I think it was this one that he gifted us. And at first I was looking at it like, what the heck? This is such a weird American Eagle. But that was the year my son was born, 2022. This is, in fact, a legit American Eagle. I'm very grateful that her grandfather gave us one. He stacks a lot of silver. Last time we were talking, he told me he had about $50,000 worth of silver. Very, very smart man. Has a great pension. And even with all that, he is still stacking. Because silver not only grows your wealth, but also preserves your wealth. Don't fool yourself. An entire generation is now waiting for their parents to give and leave them money. Very sad times. It's not the America that we grew up in. It's become an entitled America, a strange America, a weird America. A lot of these kids, it's sad, and it's like I'm talking about our friends. I'm talking about our family. It's very strange, this new generation of people, and it starts with my generation. All the kids born in the late 80s, early 90s, mid 90s, like myself, a lot of them are lost. And it's like, if they're lost, you can just imagine how their children are going to be, how their children are. And this doesn't go for everybody. I don't mean to be bleak. I'm not raising my son to be that way. But as a whole, America is not the same America that we were growing up in. America was so much different before 9/11. We're living in an alternate realm, a sad realm that I don't think anybody ever thought America would get to. Debt is the tool of control. Kids are now staying at home for longer. They're not getting married. Many are not even going to school. Not only are most of them not saving, most of them aren't even paying rent. So what's the excuse? It's a broken system. Some Americans can't afford $40 martinis. Some of them can. Most can't even afford a $40 meal. Look at the inflation levels. There's a resurgence of inflation taking place as we speak. Lots of women have been turning to robot robotic manicures due to the reason that they can't even afford a tip. It's sad because many of these people who are complaining they can't afford anything also want a 4-day work week. The American work week is certainly heading for the most profound change in nearly a century. They want to destroy wages and bring them down to overthrow inflation. That's the point. The greatest rug pull in American history is now at full speed. Many industries are already being disrupted and wages are beginning to fall. Stores are going to continue to close shop and millions of cars are going to be taken off the road. The greatest wealth transfer began in 2020 and it's now ramping up. Buy now, pay later. Millions of Americans are relying on that just for groceries. Shoplifting is not a big deal because the U.S. is built on stolen land. That's the mentality so many helpless, irresponsible, moralless Americans have now. So stop wondering why everything is going to crap. Crime is already becoming normalized. It's the perfect excuse to endorse AI with facial recognition. This will surely reduce losses, corporate losses. That's all they care about. Not American losses, corporate losses. A massive amount of debt must be refinanced, which is why we have increasing borrowing costs and taxes. So stop wondering why everything is going on the way it is, folks. There's an agenda at play, and it's an agenda that does not benefit us as Americans. It just doesn't. In fact, it destroys us, everything we know. Look at this. What year is this? 1917. I have a few of these. I love them. I have 1916, 1917, 1918, 1919. These are clearly my favorite dimes to have, the Mercury dimes. And people wish they had these years. And I'm thankful I have piles of these years. Along with these Mercury dimes, of course, I had one of my subscribers say, hey, talk about your nickels, your Buffalo Head nickels. I do have a handful of Buffalo nickels. What year is this one? This is 1927, 1936. 1936 is a bit more clear, but still, both of these coins are just in awesome, awesome condition. You see the back of them? Look at that thing. Gorgeous coin. Gorgeous coin. Really reminds you of what America used to be. The greatest nation that's ever existed. Greater than Rome. Greater than Babylon. Many will argue that we are Babylon and that we're living in, of course, we're living in the last days. Many will argue that we are Babylon. Babylon was a phenomenal place full of phenomenal people. Unfortunately, they were so sinful. They were destroyed from the inside out. And as I said, many are saying that the same thing's happening right now to America. But guys, all the call signs are here. You're getting alpha from Silver Dad Knows. I'm giving you spiritual alpha. I'm giving you financial alpha. But more importantly, I'm giving you spiritual alpha. I am far from perfect. I am not a perfect man. But the more I have been seeking God, the better my life has become. The more I have been reading his word, the better my life has become. God has been speaking to me in my dreams, and that dream that I had recently about me selling all my silver, and I had that tremendous regret. It's a sign to me, guys, that I'm making the right choice, stacking silver, purchasing silver, continuing to grow my silver. It all stems from my faith. I have really good buddies who are always asking about these Darth Vaders. Remember, they're limiteds. Yes, they did stamp a good amount of them. They did create a bunch of these, but lately I've been seeing them go up in value. So they're not circulating like they had been. I mean, keep in mind, these silver ounces, they don't circulate, folks. I mean, and if they do, it's very foolish if they are circulating, because this is money right here. And you're talking $35 to $50 at the minimum for each of these ounces, depending what you have. Remember, some of these ounces will go into the hundreds. And if they're going into the hundreds now, in the near future, they will go into the thousands. That's just how money works. Look at these guys right here. Remember, Tuvalu. I was kind of showing them these off because it's like I do see differentiations in them. I have 2018. I have 2019 right here, 2018, 2019. And I see slight differences. Of course, they have completely different backs. I have Captain American here, and I have Black Panther. Excellent coins right here. Remember, these ones right here can already go into the hundreds. Yeah, into 100, 200 bucks, 300 bucks at most, each of them. But folks, thank you so much for joining me for another evening of Silver Dad Knows. Remember, go to my description. At the very bottom, you'll see my link to my eBay account. If you're not local here in my city, of course, you know me, you know where I'm at, what city I'm at. But if you go onto my eBay account, you can purchase from me anywhere in the globe, anywhere in the nation. You tell me you're a subscriber, you tell me that you know me, you love what I'm saying. Hit me up, guys. I will sell you any of my coins that you're choosing at cost. So again, folks, this was another episode of Silver Dad Knows. Today was Sunday, guys. I hope many of us went to church or at least talked about God, prayed today. These are the last days. They are difficult days. But our salvation is what matters most. What does it say right there? In God we trust. In God we trust, most certainly. So as always, God bless you, folks. God bless your household. God bless your children. God bless your spouses. God bless your life. More notably, because we all live here, God bless America.